While LEGO Fortnite doesn't have as hard of combat as the Battle Royale mode, it can still be tricky to master. In this guide, I will cover everything I can think of to help you master the combat, and check the description for timestamps for specific topics. Let's start with the basics. Weapons. There are 4 rarities for the sword and for the crossbow: common, uncommon, rare, and epic. The higher the rarity, the more damage and durability the weapon has. For common weapons, the short sword is easy to make and does 3 damage per hit. These are good for when you are exploring the grasslands and the grassland caves, but try to upgrade to the uncommon longsword as quickly as possible, especially before moving on to the dry valley. The common recurve crossbow does 5 damage a hit, but like all crossbows, requires arrows to fire, so the extra damage does come at a cost. Don't worry though, arrows are easy to craft and any arrows that don't hit their target can be picked up, so crossbows are always good to have. The uncommon longsword does 5 damage a hit, while the uncommon crossbow does 7 damage. These weapons are great for the first few adventures out into the dry valley, but make sure to get at least 12 copper and 8 flexwood in order to craft their rare counterparts. Copper can be found in the caves and flexwood looks like cacti. The rare longsword does 7 damage while the rare crossbow does 10 damage. These will also be the best weapons you can take with you in your first visits to the Frostlands, but even then your damage may seem a bit lacking for the region. There is also dynamite, which is rare rarity, and crafted from flexwood and blast powder. These projectiles deal 16 damage apiece, but they can also hit you, so make sure to have enough distance between you and your target so you are not caught in the blast radius. On your first few excursions to the Frostlands, try to gather at least 15 iron, found in caves, and at least 8 frost pine. These will help you craft the epic longsword and epic crossbow, which deal the highest base damage in the game. Before any essence modifiers, the epic longsword deals 9 damage, while the epic crossbow deals 14 damage. These on their own can melt enemies, but adding essences is absolutely vital when facing down the harder enemies in the game. The essence table can be crafted with 20 flexwood and 6 refined cut amber, so make sure to gather rough amber and flexwood while in the dry valley, as well as build the gem cutter for refining the rough amber. You will most likely only see 3 essences that can be made when you first make the essence table, unless you have sapphire, which are the essence of damage, durability, and health. For combat, you should mainly focus on 2 of them, damage and durability. Each essence of damage gives +3 to each hit, while each essence of durability gives a 20% buff to the amount of times a weapon can be used. Smarter people have run the numbers, and for the long swords, 3 essence of damage deals 25% more damage than 3 essence of durability. You can also run 2 essence of damage and 1 essence of durability to have the same total output of damage, but enemies will not die as fast. For crossbows, the optimal essences are 2 essence of damage and 1 essence of durability, so that does save a bit on blast core. Shields are great at deflecting damage and can save your life from killing blows. They can be equipped from the inventory screen into your offhand slot. While I don't think they are needed for every battle, I do believe that having them while facing brutes of any rarity, as well as bone wolves, can help give you a better chance at defeating these enemies with ease. You can also use them to stun rollers when they roll towards you, flipping them on their backs and allowing you to deal twice as much damage. Dodging is incredibly important while engaged in combat. When you dodge, you gain invincibility frames for a section of the animation. This allows you to avoid taking damage from enemy attacks, as well as to better position yourself to strike at your foe. This does not consume any stamina, and you can still dodge roll when you are recovering stamina if you drained it completely, so use dodge rolls as frequently as possible. Timing the dodge is the most important, and this can take time to master. Each enemy will have different timings to their attacks, but they should each have tells. Generally, time your dodge to be the moment before the enemy's attack animation and you will slip right through the attack. There are some attacks that are different, such as brute smash and other charge attacks that you may need to time differently. Spiders, hermit crabs, and scorpions all have 1 melee attack, and they will wiggle before they lunge, so you can start your dodge when you see them wiggle and you will move right past their attack. Wolves will crouch or shrink back a small amount before they lunge forward, so start your dodge when you see them crouch back and you can avoid their lunge. Melee skeletons and NPCs have the same strike animation that the player does, so when you see them pull back or raise their arm, that is your cue to start your dodge. They can also throw rocks at you if you are out of their range, so make sure you are aware for when they start throwing. Ranged skeletons and NPCs are a bit harder to tell. They will look like they are aiming down their sights with a scrunch in their shoulders before they fire. Sound cues might be best for when they shoot arrows. Dynamite skeletons will throw dynamite in your direction, so avoid standing near the dynamite and you will not blow up. If you are within melee range of these skeletons, they will also attack you with unarmed swipes. Rollers have 3 attacks. They will jump up before turning into the ball to roll at you, where you can dodge to either side of the path to avoid being hit. They also have a melee swipe, which they raise their front claws before attacking, so dodge during that window. Their third attack is a ranged attack in which they dig up soil and then throw it at you. Once you see them start digging, expect a rock to be thrown not long after. Blasters do not have any melee or ranged attacks, they just wake up and want to explode next to you. Their health pool is low enough for you to defeat them with an uncommon or rare longsword easily, but you can also let them blow themselves up, just be out of the radius. Brutes have 5 attacks. 2 are melee, where one is a swipe that you can tell is coming when they raise one arm. The other is a stomp, which is an AoE attack, but you will see a foot raise. There is a bit of delay on the stomp, so be careful when timing your dodge. The mid-range attack is a smash that sends a shockwave, where the brute will raise both arms. The brute also has a charge, where it will beat its chest before running directly at you, where you will want to dodge to the side similar to the roller. The final brute attack is the ranged attack, where it will raise its head before spitting. This attack also leaves behind a poison cloud upon impact, so make sure to stay out of the poison cloud so you do not take additional damage. Like and subscribe if you found any of these tips helpful, and please let me know if any of this information is wrong and I can update it in future videos. Thank you.